The third of Nat Riddles' lessons, and the one that was most important to me in terms of transforming me from a pretty solid, bouncy kind of intermediate player, mostly lip-pursed, to a better player than that, was the lesson on tone. If you're a blues harmonica player, tone is absolutely crucial, and vibrato is a crucial element of tone. Of all the things that Nat did that blew me away, I would say the major one was his vibrato. And we had a lesson that I describe in my 1998 memoir, Mr. Satan's Apprentice, our very first lesson. He came to my apartment on 122nd Street between Amsterdam and Broadway, where I was living at the time. My longtime girlfriend had moved out about a year earlier, and I was still hurting, but I was really determined to learn the harmonica. And I'd seen Nat, I'd seen Nat play on the street once, and I just knew that he was going to be my teacher, and he was willing to be my teacher. But it was what he did on the A harp, and especially the tone. So he just had a specific kind of sound. I'm going to play you a recording in a moment, but first time he played vibrato, I was kind of like, he said, "Can you do a vibrato?" And I said, "Yeah." And I sort of coughed inward. And he went, and then he stared me in the eye, and he raised his chin so I could see this vibrating. He didn't say anything else. And I said, how you doing that? And he didn't say anything. And I said, Nat, I can't do it. I was kind of overawed. The way the master, the Buddhist master or the Tai Chi master just kind of slaps away the adept, slaps away the ephebe, the sort of young student, bang, just like that. Just that in itself was the teaching. And the teaching was, there's no mystery. I am really doing it. It was not belly vibrato, it was throat vibrato. It was something he was doing in here. Now I have you can easily go and find videos that I have on tones. I'm not going to teach you that now, I'm just going to say how important it is. But I want to talk about a couple of things that'll help. So first of all, tone. When I do tone clinics, the lower the harp, and this was not his teaching, but it was something that I ultimately had to find out in order to do what he was doing. Because when he went down to the one draw, so that became my model, and I was nowhere near that. I've spoken in other videos about how I managed to get there, which was, I figured out if first of all, I listened a lot to what he was doing. And maybe we need to start there. What I'm going to do is play you a bit of a recording called, his version of Easy, Big Walter Horton's Easy. And then maybe I'll show you how I do that. Let's see, I think we've got Easy right here. So let's play this, and then I'll probably cut ahead. Let's see if the volume is right. I think we're, here we go. I just want to stop. One of those notes, this is all as good as it gets. And I tape recorded this, by the way, in 1989 on the street. I'll have a date in the video description. I tape recorded this on the street. So this is 4 years after we'd first gotten together. But he was still the same Nat, still could do that. Okay, so let me it was just that 3 draw that he does. This Big Walter Horton stuff. thing to notice, I'll upload this whole track for you so you got it. Now I think, woo! You know, no matter how long I've been playing this instrument, to hear that is to just remember, first of all, it's to still hear a master. I mean, the most solid, rich, down the middle, full tone with a vibrato that's so sort of slow and full and controlled. It's not too deep. It's not, I mean, it's perfect. And so I was lucky to have that model, and I just said, how does he do that? But that, see, here's the problem. See, I'm kind of giving away one of my secrets, which is how much I got from Nat. And it's, I don't want to sound exactly like him, but then I hear him play and I go, what's not to like? Now you're going to hear that Gussow is the pale imitation of Nat Riddles. And you know what? If I do nothing else for my teacher but make you begin to get a feeling like that in your head, like, wait a minute, I thought Gussow's vibrato was good, but what I just heard was like the next level. That's okay with me. I'm willing to go down on my sword for Nat. Okay, so there it is. There it is. And so one of the lessons here, one of the teachings, is that, first of all, you need a harp that's in tune. Because if you want to pull strongly on the 2 draw, and it is your most important note, you got to make sure you're not pulling on a flat note. Because if you do, and the guitar's here, and the harp is down here in pitch terms, you're in trouble. So actually, that's the implications are huge, the tone thing. The 2 draw, I can't tell you how often my first comment to an intermediate player who says like they want a lesson and they want me to listen to what they do, and 99 times out of 100, the tone's not quite right. The tone's just not full. Tone is thin. So one thing I learned from Nat is, gotta get that 2 draw. So what do? I drop my jaw. It's especially important on the lower notes of the lower harps. Drop your jaw. If your jaw's all the way up, so the first thing to do is drop the jaw. On the 1 draw, even more important. If it's up, it quacks. If it's down, now, did Nat tell me drop your jaw? No, he didn't actually do that. I had to figure that out. But sometimes that's the way teachings work. Somebody puts an example of an incredible tone in front of you. You think, am I just being like a goofy kind of kid student? Listen again. Listen. 2 draw, just 2 draw. There's really, I should really just end the lesson right now. But I do want to point out one other thing. So he's actually, as far as I know, the bends that he's doing, not a way that I do them, but he's doing them tongue blocked. So that 3. He's using the corner of his mouth and hitting that 3 draw that way. Probably sounds better than what I do. Maybe not. maybe if it doesn't sound any better than mine, that's because I've been spending 35 years trying to get mine to equal his. So maybe it's possible, lip pursed, tongue blocked, maybe it doesn't matter. What else was I going to say? That's it. That's the lesson. Understand that vibrato, of course, there's vibrato on a draw note. But I can't tell you how, look, if you get nothing else from my teaching of Nat's teaching, it would be that you should get an A harp. Or take your C harp, do this on a C harp. And start to work on your vibrato. Here's a quick and dirty lesson on how to do that vibrato. Whatever vibrato you've got, go online and hunt down videos. Whatever vibrato you've got, this is what I did. And I transformed mine from, in the space of 6 months, from to better. Tap your foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Doing whatever vibrato you've got for 7 beats. And on the 8th beat, blow all that air out. Let it go around the harp. Don't just try to blow it through the harp. So this is how that would go. And what I found was that if I did that, mine was much worse than that. I did that 5 minutes a day. And I taped myself the first day, so I had a baseline of how I was. 6 months later, it was sounding more like. It got better and better after that. But that's, so 5 minutes a day. That's the lesson. Tone is crucial if you're a blues harmonica player. You don't have to be fancy, but you need to work on your tone. And vibrato is a key element of good tone. And Nat Riddles is Exhibit A.